Hello, what is up, guys? I just want to get this quick video out real quick, and this is just about like Final Fantasy 15 and some cut content that it had supposedly. Now, and specifically, what this cut content that I want to talk about is in regards to the character Luna, Luna Freya Nox Floret. Now, first off, before I continue any further, Final Fantasy 15, fucking amazing game. Pick it up if you have a PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One S, or whatever system. And I believe in about a year it's going to be coming to the PC. So, like seriously, in my opinion, it's the best Final Fantasy game so far. Uh, but I've been having just a fantastic time with the game. So, but there's some stuff going on with Final Fantasy 15, namely with the story and just certain content of it just feels like just out of place, as in uh, there was supposed to be like a proper bridge, and that's actually something that's consistent throughout the later half of the game. There it seems to have some continuity errors just because supposedly there was cut content that bridged them. But specifically, what I want to talk about is Luna Freya Nox Floret and just how she how like I don't know how to explain this, but it she she the the development team have stated multiple times that she's an important character, and she would be pretty much just as important as Noctis, and all this kind of shit about her. And in the final game, aside from a few cutscenes that explain, hey, here's this thing, here's that, oh yeah, all this kind of stuff. We never really saw the same role between the two characters. Now, of course, the most important thing that Luna did was setting up uh, like certain connections with the Astrals, and this created the uh, Noctis, allowing him to the go through like trials of sorts to get the arcane or get the Astrals on their sides. Uh, now, now there's this thing on 4chan about a Square Enix employee who supposedly this is a Square Enix employee who worked on the game for 14 months, and that's about it. And a lot of what he said is consistent with what we've seen in trailers and the active time reports and pretty much everything that we've known. Period. Uh, Everything seems to check out with what this guy says. And supposedly, one of the questions this guy was asked is, why does Luna seem unimportant? And his response was uh, she was originally going to have like a bunch of extra scenes and story details, but these scenes in these days would be seen as would be criticized for being controversial due to how her story would have played out. According to this guy, it would have contained a lot of abuse, a lot of emotional things, just stuff that no person should actually have to go through. And to be honest, this is kind of sad that this content was cut from the game because uh, people would most likely see this as controversial. Uh, and then, and to be honest, there's like a whole lot of stuff that were cut from the game. Some more awesome than others, but like what I just want to talk about is the whole Luna situation, and I want to be clear right now that I actually like Luna as a character because even though she didn't seem to have like the most, uh, to be honest, she didn't really get too much character development or of any sort. She always seemed kind of there, but I don't know. I've seen Kingsglaive, I've seen Brotherhood, uh, and I don't know when she, spoiler alert, died. Uh, uh, I did feel, pretty sad actually, because believe it or not, the game hit me in the feels, like hardcore feels, just like shove a knife in my feels. What the hell am I talking about? Anyway, but I kind of want to just um, I kind of just want to talk about this because like it's all the SJWs and feminists and all this kind of stuff. Like now, it may seem uh, like I'm just trying to pin the blame on these people, but you gotta understand that personally, I don't care if these scenes are in the game, or I would have liked them in the game, but I don't really care that that these scenes contain what could be considered controversial stuff, and the thing is, I don't like how SJWs, feminists, like all these basically these idiots just if it's bad, they just don't like it, and it can't be in the game, and and that's why I'm pinning this shit on them, because if they weren't whining all the time and just expecting the world to revolve around them, uh, then we could actually have more fleshed out content with Luna, and just have Luna, you know, have her dark backstory that was supposed to be in the game, and it's also for this exact same reason that a lot of the characters, such as Ravis, which is Luna's brother, uh, like all this kind of stuff, they had to cut it out just to just to just so they're not controversial. And to me, that's just sad that something like this had to happen. Uh, but on the plus side, they do plan on updating the game, and adding in cutscenes. So I'm guessing what they're doing now is just reworking cutscenes, so then they're less controversial. So I'm hoping with future updates to the game that they're going to add in more Luna scenes and maybe have mentions of this dark past of hers, but just like just vaguely touch upon it. But because honestly, I kind of want her uh, to survive through all sorts of this abuse, because it makes her a stronger character in my opinion. Now, obviously, some people will disagree with me that abuse makes a character strong. Now, to be honest, it doesn't by default mean that, but with how Luna has been set up, she's it's been set up that she has to like go through a lot of shit. So, like she's just got to deal with it. Uh, that's all I just wanted to say for now, because and hopefully, the game will hopefully cutscenes will be added that actually flesh stuff out, especially because certain characters died off screen, like Idolus, and whatever the hell his name is, that like the crazy ass looking guy. Uh, I'll probably just show a picture of this guy and just have a name on it. But uh, But I think I made my point clear that I wish this content was not uh, cut from the game, and we could actually enjoy this because, and I wish any of the content wasn't cut from the game because the game, the game is as it stands right now is fucking great. It's fantastic, but the story is kind of bare bones just because part of it would have been controversial. And the reason why it would be controversial is because originally it was Final Fantasy versus 13, which was originally going to have a dark story, too dark to be a mainline story. And to be honest, when I heard this about the game, I'm like, okay, I'm interested. Uh, if it's going to be going to limits that no normal Final Fantasy game would like be brave enough to go into, uh, count me the hell in. Just count me in on that. And honestly, it's because of this that I hope that Final Fantasy 16 or any future Final Fantasy game are willing to go to like some dark ass places. Uh, and you know, believe it or not, guys, I like it when games and any media piece, movies, music, anything gets controversial because first off, I like talking about them. Secondly, it, uh, it it gets people talking, uh, and it generally has a message, but not always a definitive answer, which is something that I get a kick out of. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say for this time. Thank you very much. Bye.